Boys and girls, welcome to episode 6 of BPL. We're talking about the squad for Australia that has been announced, as well as some tweets by Harbhajan. And finally, we have our usual meme corner where we talk about masala. Let's move on to the whole question part. Dude, Satana, don't you think a lot of people are tweeting nowadays? I mean, I know voicing your opinions is fine, but hi, Saab.
Bro, like what is there? सबका पास फोन है अभी. हमारा
हाँ,
जियो सबको फोन दे दिया अभी. सबके पास इंटरनेट है. Like you can always voice your opinions. It's good to have a dialogue. And I'm really loving Harbhajan Singh, Pathans, and all these amazing legends of the game.
Nera.
Nehra ji talking about things. So interesting stuff. Masala, as we say.
Guys, what do you think? Yeah, what do you think? Surya Kumar Yadav, he didn't make it to the Indian team. Are you bummed out or what?
Yeah, Surya Kumar Yadav has been the most consistent batsman for MI till now. In 2018, he scored 512 runs. In 2019, he scored 424. In this season, till now, he's recorded 374 runs, and that is the most consistent performances by any Mumbai Indians batsman. And he has that knack for coming in as a one-down batsman. He's very comfortable in that role, and he has the capacity to see the innings towards the end, till the end. So it's a little surprising to see that he's not even been picked up in the T20 squad.
I mean, he's been consistent, but if you see like this IPL where until the time of the selection happened, I think he only had a couple of 50 plus scores. And if you see all the other games, I don't even think he crossed 20 runs. So like I think he's someone who definitely is knocking at the doors. I can definitely see him don the Indian jersey in a year or two, but like I think there's still these. I think he could do much better.
Right. So I think also he has been performing very consistently in the domestic circuit, and he's very highly rated. And as you just mentioned, right, he is knocking on the door. I think one injury here and there, I think Surya Kumar will be the first batsman to come into the squad in case something happens. So really hopeful, and I was very happy to not so. After the squads got announced, Mumbai played RCB, so it was against the Indian captain, and Kohli and Surya Kumar had like a few death stares at each other, and that was great to see. He won them the game. Surya Kumar won MI that game in front of the Indian captain. That was a great statement that he made.
Yeah.
And yeah,
And then
he'll be there soon.
and then at the very end, after he finished the innings, he looked at the Mumbai Indians pavilion.
Yeah.
He was like,
No,
"I'm
no,
here. Don't worry."
no. Yeah.
Awesome. So, guys, we know Rohit Sharma did not make it to the Australian squad, which is tentative. He's still under the observation of the medical team. However, Gavaskar has a question over here.
Yeah, just to set a bit of context, what happened was as soon as the squads were announced, BCCI declared that they're monitoring the fitness of Rohit Sharma, and right after that, Mumbai Indians sent out a tweet showing him walk out to bat, and that
Yes.
confused a lot of people as to what is going on. So Sunil Gavaskar here is also surprised, and he's saying if he's practicing in the nets for MI, then we need some clarity as Indian fans. So, that I don't know why MI posted it right after the squads were announced, or is there something hidden? Is there some conspiracy theory, some fight, some masala? I don't know,
Masala.
but it'll be good to know.
Also, the video that they posted was exactly 45 seconds long, which is Rohit Sharma's jersey number.
Oh, come on.
Oh
This
my
is
God.
exactly what we need.
Yeah.
I've read articles saying that he's on a sabbatical, that he has a hamstring injury and he's recovering. His fitness is not up to the mark. But it caused a huge storm on Twitter, guys. So I think that's what Sunil Gavaskar is referring to here, that some transparency and openness is something that all the Indian cricket fans deserve. And then there are also tweets that Australian supporters are like, okay, thank God Rohit Sharma is not coming. But also another point lightly swaying away from this is that three key Indian players, especially in the test squad, are not playing in this tournament. Rohit Sharma, Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Ishant Sharma. So that has opened the doors for some new talent in this particular India-Australia tour.
Absolutely.
There it is, guys. So here we have the Indian T20 international squad, ODI squad, and Test squad in that order, which has been selected for the tour for Australia. And take a look at the screen and some interesting names that we want to talk about.
Looking at Varun Chakravarti's face, I was thinking, Vedbhai, any chances? Given that same architecture, kya abhi aap bhi engineer bane,
Dude, he
masters
has
ho
a
gaya.
very inspiring background. He had given up on cricket and he was an architecture. He wasn't making a lot of money, and then things fell into place. And now he got MS out twice in
Yeah,
one season.
yeah.
And
So
never
it's
played a
like
first class game and is in the Indian team. So
he's never been a first class
no,
game.
he's
I
never
know this.
played a first class
Hmm.
game.
Maybe the dream.
Varun Chakravarti was actually a fast bowler. And then he suffered with a few injuries and then he became a spinner. And he was figuring out what to do. There was a ground next to his house. He's from Tamil Nadu and he used to go there and practice. He started practicing with the hard tennis ball. And that's how he learned all these new techniques of how to deliver a spin ball and how they're calling it the mystery ball and all of those different techniques. And it's definitely showing off in this IPL. And it's nothing short of a miracle that he made it directly to the Indian T20I squad.
Oh yeah. Shivam, let's talk about Sundar.
Yeah, so very happy for Varun Chakravarti. Thoroughly deserved his place in the squad. Another, I wouldn't call him a surprise, but Washington Sundar has been very effective for RCB, primarily with the ball, and he is, I think, a good enough batsman also towards the end. If you need some big hits or if you need some stability, I think he's been able. He has a very calm head on his shoulders, so not very surprising that he was picked, but great to see Washington Sundar. I think he's one reason that RCB has been doing so well, and he's got that balance into the squad, which allows them not to play Moeen Ali, and they can get another another foreigner in their lineup. So very happy for him also, and again very well deserved.
Washi's line and length has been fantastic. And if you've seen the previous IPLs, he hadn't balled that much. You could see that Virat Kohli started trusting him more and he was getting more and more overs as the game progressed. And slowly he's been bowling 4 out of 4 for most of RCB's games and being very economical. So it also sort of emphasizes how important the captain's confidence in you is and how far it can take you in your game.
Yeah.
Washington Sundar or any other RCB bowlers, I think it's also the Chinnaswamy effect, right? Like they're for the first time they're getting to play all
Great
these
point.
games in
Yep.
other stadiums where I think they're at least being treated with a little more respect and
Great point.
and
Yeah.
getting more.
These were the two main surprises in the T20 squad. Moving on to ODIs, I think a great thing to see personally for me was KL Rahul being given the additional responsibility of becoming the vice captain for both the T20 and the one day squad. Given that Rohit Sharma is not there, if he comes back, if he's found to be fit, probably he'd be taking over the vice captaincy. But I think it'll be very inspiring for him as well, right? So knowing that he is next in line after Virat and Rohit. What do you guys think?
I want to understand your opinion. Do you think since Rohit Sharma hasn't been cleared, he's still tentative, do you think it was a very early call to say that let's make him the vice captain? What if Sharma comes back to the team? Will KL Rahul continue to be the vice captain?
No, I don't think so.
So don't you think
Definitely not.
they would have...
It's by protocol that you have to announce a vice captain when you put in the squads.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Another very interesting thing to see here is no Rishabh Pant in T20.
And no wicket keeper, bro.
No, only Rahul is the only wicket keeper, and till a few days back for India, he's not keeping wickets. So that is a great surprise. I don't think I can call it a pleasant surprise, but
yeah, that is very surprising, Shivam, because KL Rahul is not a wicket keeper. So can he wicket keep for 50 overs in a day?
And then open.
Can he wicket keep for 50 overs in a day? And he's the only wicket keeper we have for the Indian ODI squad. While we have talent like Rishabh Pant, Sanju Samson, and also Ishan Kishan, but Ishan Kishan's not been picked.
I agree. So, but something that I was reading about Rishabh Pant's exclusion was that the selectors are not happy with him gaining weight, and apparently he's put on some weight, and he's probably not at the fitness level that Virat wants everybody to be at, and he's been given like a strong warning that you have to be there you have to cross that fitness barrier to be there in the squad. So I don't know how much of that is true. I've been reading up about this, nothing from an official source, just some conspiracy theories floating around. But that is one explanation that I could see online.
Related to this fitness, I actually heard a conspiracy theory about Rohit Sharma. That is that he probably failed his yo-yo test. That is why they didn't
Oh,
get him in. Because he might have not taken his yo-yo test because of the injury, and that's why he's waiting. But
oh, damn.
this is
Yeah,
another
could be
conspiracy.
because I've heard Virat saying in many of his interviews that everybody has to pass the yo-yo test, including Virat. So maybe he, because he's injured and he couldn't take the test, maybe they've sort of asked him to give the test first and then get announced. It's quite probable.
And that's a great point. If you remember when IPL started, there were pictures of Rohit Sharma and his wife and his daughter on the beach, and he had this big paunch. Not a big paunch, he had a paunch. And somebody called him a samosa or something on Twitter. So I don't know, man. Let's see how it turns out. But then we're missing a great batsman at the top of the order.